Hey beauties, so I just created this very easy do-it-yourself prom makeup look or even graduation look that you guys can do. Very simple products, very simple technique. Even though it looks a little more complex, don't worry, it's not as complex as it looks. I will hope that you guys can understand it. Maybe kind of just like, watch your video and stop and pause it if you need to. In this video, I'm going to show you the tips and tricks that I use to create this look, which is a very glam look, but it's very simple. So stay tuned if you want to see how I recreated it. So I'm starting off with a fresh face. First, I'm going to start off with my eyes because I don't want all the makeup to fall down and get all messy. And I already did my brows. Now I'm just going to base my lids. I'm going to use a eye primer. I'm just going to base the whole entire lid. You could do this with a brush. I'm doing it with my finger. And this is so that my eyeshadow pops when I put on the shadow and that it does stay on for a long time. I'm also going to put concealer on top so that it is closer to my eyeshadow color, or my eye shade color. I don't know why I'm mumbling today. I just have a mumble, not a mumble, but word jumble. Yes. After I do that, I'm going to go in with my brown shade. So we're gonna start the halo effect. And I'm gonna go in with my Morphe 35K palette. And I'm going to also use a pencil brush. I'm gonna use a brush, a very small brush like this. And I'm just going to start my halo effect. Well, pretty much I'm only going to be putting the colors on the outside, so you'll see how I do that. Only going to be focusing on the outer perimeter and the inner perimeter of my eyes. And I'm going to leave the inside blank. I'm going to take a darker brown and play with my browns because this palette has many browns in it. And just put it on the outskirts. I'm gonna go in with a different brown. I'm just gonna continue to layer on top. So I'm just blending out some more. So I just want it to be very smoky and blended. And just make sure that I don't have any harsh lines. So I'm also just blending it out with a smaller brush that doesn't really have any product on it. Well, not too much product, I should say. Alright, so now that I'm done with that, I am going to take a brown eyeliner and just line my upper part and my inner corner. Once I'm done with that, I am going to just put the primer on the middle part for the highlight effect. Just going to carry it all the way up. probably wouldn't use this brush, but I can't find a lot of my brushes, so this is gonna have to do for the moment, I guess. Unless I clean you. Don't worry if it's not perfect. You can still go in and smooth it out afterwards. All right. Then I'm gonna go take a blend. I'm gonna take a shimmer shade from my Huda palette, and I'm using Crave, and I'm literally just going to tap that color right in the middle with my finger. I'm going to just blend that out with the same brush. Blend the corners so that it just goes better together. Use a clean brush to soften anything up that I need to soften. I'm just gonna move it around where it doesn't look so crazy. Just blend it out to soften it up. I'm using two brushes. This one's a clean brush. This one already has the pigment on it, and I'm just kind of molding the look to look the way that I would feel most comfortable with. Now on top of this, I'm going to use some shimmer shade. Like I'm going to use a glitter. So I'm just taking some loose pigment, and I'm going to take the primer and put it on first and then pick up the pigment on top so that everything stays and looks cohesive. Let's see if I can mix any of, and I'm just going to pat that glitter right on top. So I'm going to apply lashes, and I'm also going to double them up. So I'm going to apply these first. And both of them are the Demi Wispies from Ardell. But this one is like a classic one that was created by a makeup artist that I got at Ulta. And I'm doubling up with the regular Ardell Demi Wispy. For a very full look. I'm just literally placing that right on top as close to my lash line as possible because I'm not using a eyeliner. Okay. Now I'm going to start with my face and then we'll finish up with the eyes later. So I'm going to go in with my primer. Please make sure you're using a primer so that it stays on all night. I'm just going to put a setting spray on top of my primer because I want it to stay on, and then I'm just going to go in with my foundation. Now when I'm using for foundation, especially if my hair is up, I want to make sure that my ears have foundation, my back of my neck has foundation, so it doesn't look like I just have foundation here and it looks like a mask. So if you're wearing a dress, well, obviously make sure that you do that. And this is an e.l.f. buffing brush. I just started using it and I really like it. And if you need more coverage, obviously apply more coverage. I like to make sure that this area is nice and covered because I tend to get a dark cast. Now I'm gonna contour. I'm gonna get the sides of my nose because I want to look snatched. And I highlight the inner part of my face. Chin. And my forehead. And down my nose. Not blend. You can use a beauty blender for this. I just like using a brush, so just use whatever you are comfortable with. You can put the TV on, babe. Actually, I think I have the remote. Not the remote, the battery. But if you need it, I'll take it out. After I put it on this area, I'm going to set it. I'm just gonna use translucent powder because I don't want it to crease. I like to especially do this by my nose, so my nose looking more snatched. And the powder stays right here and it kind of just makes like a lighting effect. And underneath my cheeks. For a more sculpted look. I'm also gonna set that with the powder. I'm gonna let it chill out. I'm just gonna let it bake for about 10-15 minutes. So that my makeup stays on all night and doesn't go anywhere. In the meantime, I'm gonna do my contour. And I'm using the NYX dark palette in Deep. And I'm using the darkest color in the palette. And I'm just going to contour and chisel my face the way that my face needs it. Just around. And make sure you get your hairline because you do not want to see that contrast. Yeah, you do. The technique I like to use is like a really hard press because I feel like it just kind of blends my makeup out a lot better than me buffing it out and not moving my foundation. So this way just ensures that the makeup that I just worked so hard on stays in place. And just take your time. You're just staring at me. It's really weird doing my makeup, just knowing that you're just staring and hearing me. What? Now I notice whenever I want to make my skin look more chiseled, if I'm going to contour, I'm going to go more closer to like going more inner, the closer towards the inner part, just so that I get that darker effect, so that my face looks more slender, and that creates more of a slenderizing look, if that's what you want to achieve. So that's just a pro tip. So I pretty much, when I contour, instead of just drawing right here, I'm going to be just blending it out like right here. Yeah, I'm gonna need for that to be. And I'm gonna just blend my nose. I'm gonna take my sponge, I'm just gonna blend that out. And I'll put more of my concealer on the sides and roll it towards the middle so that I don't have this harsh line. But I also don't want to take away any of the contour that I did on my nose. I kind of just roll that like right over the color so that it kind of blends that color in. It looks more natural. Just blend that out. If you have to, go over it with your same brush that you use for your foundation, or the same sponge, just to soften up that look so it doesn't look so stark. And now I'm gonna remove the excess powder. I'm gonna stop this when you come back up. Thank you, baby. And I'm going to set my face just so that it blends out a lot. It kind of comes together more. I kind of set my face up a few times. Sorry for the outside noise. And then I'm gonna add. Just bounce my sponge around to press it all in. And now I'm gonna go in and do the under eye area. So I'm gonna go back with the Morphe palette that I was using earlier, and I'm going to be using the same little brush that I had earlier, and I'm going to just put it on the tip of the brush, and I'm going to smoke out that under area. I'm gonna take my time to make sure that I'm getting as close to my lash lid, like under my eye as possible, that it's not too far out. But I also don't want it like super duper close. I want it to just have a smoky effect. Like that. And you can also use the dark brown eyeliner and put it underneath your lash line and blend it out as well for the same type of effect. But I would highly recommend using a brown eyeshadow or whatever color you are doing this look with, because just because I'm using the colors I'm using doesn't mean you have to, but you could just use the technique I'm using. Now after that, I'm going to go in with the brown eye liner, and I'm going to line my lower lash line. That was fast. And I'm also going to put on mascara on my lower lash line so that my lashes pop and it opens up my eyes. And I'm going to put on the top to blend my lashes with the falsies. To add a bit of light into this eye look, I'm going to put on a highlight in the middle of my eyes, like in the center, just so that the look pops. I just took a bronze shade from my Morphe 35K palette, and I just wanted to just add a little bit of a oomph. I'm staying very close to my tear duct. Okay. Once that's done, I'm gonna go in with my highlight and a fan brush. And I'm just going to highlight all the key areas of my face. So on top of my cheekbone and on top of my brow. So this whole area right here. Center of my nose, and instead of going all the way down my nose, I'm just going to highlight right here in the center of my eyes, because that's really where you're going to see that pop of color. and it look as realistic as possible on my cupid's bow. And I'll probably put that on my fingers because I want it to be a little bit more exaggerated. And I do a little bit on my forehead. I just take like the leftover particles and just smooth that out because I don't want it to be so apparent. After that, I'm gonna set my face again. Let that chill. And since this is a very extra glam look, I'm going to be putting on a bronzer over my contour just so that it kind of locks and just adds a little bit more drama. I'm gonna go in with like a chiseled brush like this and just add that right on top. Around my hairline, down my neck, because I don't want it to be too stark, too much of a contrast. And I make sure that I'm getting my hairline with this as well. Since it is darker, and we are using it in the perimeters of our face. Huh? You're good. Okay. How's your Szechuan chicken? Yeah. You had it before? After that, I'm going to put a blush on, but I'm going to put on a very light blush. And I'm going to use like these two pink colors here. And don't worry that they look a little too bright. It's not really going to show up like that on your skin. It's just going to give you the within flushed look. You see? You can still see a bit of it. And that's the look I'm going for. I don't want it to be too dark. So I am going to use a very light color. Even though it looks a little too light for me, it'll still work. And now for the finishing touch, I'm just going to do my lips. I'm going to line my lips with a brown liner. I just feel like this just gives a very sexy look and very elegant look. I'm going to take the same eyeliner you had before. You know how to just get a lip liner. I usually do like this little X thing right here to get my cupid's bow perfectly aligned and to give me that look, you know, instead of my lips looking too round because my lips are pretty big. It just gives my lips a shape. Now I'm gonna go in with the lip brush, and my color, I recommend using a very light shade, nude, pinky nude, for your lips because your eyes are so dramatic already. I'm just gonna blend these two colors in. And then I'm going to set my face again. And if you feel like you need any extra touches, like I feel like my eyeshadow should be a little bit darker, and go right for it. And just deepen out what you need to deepen out to add some more drama. And that's it. That's my look. It's a very easy tutorial for you to follow, and if you did follow it, I would love to see photos, so tag me in your photos so I can see your beautiful faces. And if these tips did help you, and if you did like my tutorial, thumbs it up and comment, like, subscribe. I hope you guys like it. I will see you guys in my next video. I have more videos coming up for you guys for prom season. I got y'all. I love you. Bye.